Welcome to online classes of biology. And you can see this is the last topic of this chapter and the last topic of your course this year. Okay, and the other chapter you will be getting it as activities for the portfolio, and I'll be sending it. Okay, so the last topic what we have to study is principles of prevention. So in the previous class I have taught you about the principles of treatment, isn't it? How treatment can be done. I told there are two approaches. One is to reduce the symptoms, okay, symptom based treatment, and the other is actually to remove the cause of the disease, that is to kill the microorganisms. Okay, now we are going to study about the principles of prevention. Understood? So prevention means what? Means once the disease comes, it causes lot of problems, isn't it? Like the first thing is their body functions will be damaged, and once the some of the parts once damaged, they may not recover completely, even though you do lot of treatment. Okay, some diseases, all the diseases not, the damages caused by some diseases are permanent and some of them can be recovered. Okay, so first reason why to prevent the disease than treating the disease I am discussing. And the first point is what? Once anyone got a disease, what happens? Their body functions are getting damaged, isn't it? And they may not be able to recover. Second is what? Sometimes, okay, the person suffering from a disease, okay, they may get bedridden for some time. Okay, so some days of his life may not be going smoothly, isn't it? He may get bedridden, and likewise even though we are giving proper treatment, some days will be sick only, isn't it? And the third is some of the disease we learned they are communicable and some of them are non-communicable. In case of communicable diseases, the person who is suffering from that particular disease can serve as the source, okay, of the disease. Means from that person many other persons can get infected, isn't it? So this is the reasons. So after getting a disease to treat, more than that it is important to not to get the disease, isn't it? To prevent the disease. You might have heard prevention is, isn't it, better than cure? Because once the disease you get, you have to treat it, and you, for that money loss is there, your time will be lost, and in addition to that I told what are the problems, isn't it? Like some of the days may get lost, he may be bedridden and sick, and what he may be, means in his body some of the damage formed will be forever. After even after treating that, the damaged body part cannot be recovered. Then I told you what? The person who got the disease may serve as the source for infection, isn't it? Many other people may get the disease from that particular person in case of a communicable disease. Okay, so it is better to prevent the disease than to cure the disease. So there are two major ways, that is one general way and the other is a specific way. Okay, so general way of preventing infections relate to what? Preventing exposure. Okay, if you are not exposing to your to the microbes, you will not get the disease. That is what we are all covering our faces, means our nose and mouth nowadays, isn't it? Because as you know, corona is a airborne disease. It may get infected into your body through the nose and mouth, isn't it? So you are covering it so that it will not your body will not get exposed to it. Understood? So how you can prevent the airborne diseases? By providing living conditions that are not overcrowded. That also you might have heard, isn't it? To avoid the crowd. Okay, social distancing, all this are actually what for we are doing? For avoiding the exposure of your body to the microbes, isn't it? Then if it is a waterborne disease, how can you prevent the exposure? By providing safe drinking water, isn't it? You can boil the water, or you can use filters, etc., so that what happen, or sometimes chlorination will be done. All this will kill the microbes, so that the microbes will not enter into your body, isn't it? For vector borne diseases, what we can do? We can provide clean environment, isn't it? So in the case of dengue fever, you might have remember, you may be remembering what you have done, isn't it? You used to kill the mosquitoes. You were not allowing the water to get collected in your localities. All this were what? The part of it. Means by all these ways, what you are doing is you are preventing exposure to the microbes, isn't it? So public hygiene is one of the basic key for the prevention of infectious diseases, isn't it? Then there are some other general principles also. Okay, so for example, what we are, okay, there are some particular system in our body, okay, that is immune system. You might have heard about this. Okay, so it is not that we are not exposed to, even though we try to prevent exposure to microbes. Okay, we cannot entirely, we can not what depend on that, isn't it? Our body is getting exposed to a number of microorganisms every day. So that through the things we eat, through the things we drink, or through our hands, isn't it? So anyway, or through air, anyway, some amount of, some kind of microorganisms are entering into our body. So we cannot prevent that completely, isn't it? So then why we are not getting disease every time or every day? Okay, this is because there is some system, particular system in our body known as what? Immune system. And there are some specific cells. They are designed to kill the infecting microbes. Okay, when any microbes enters into it, into our body, what they'll do? They will become active and they will kill the microbes. Okay, and if the number of organisms, microorganisms entered into our body is less, then we can see that the disease will be minor. Okay, and becoming exposed to or infected with what? An infectious microbes always will not cause the disease, isn't it? Sometimes what depends upon the number. If our cells, okay, if the immune cells are able to overpower them, then we won't get the disease, isn't it? So lack of success of the immune system actually causes what? The disease. And the what? The severity of the disease also depends upon the number of microorganisms entered into the body also. Why? Because if the immune cells are able to overpower them, then what? No problem will be there. And if the number of organisms are more, then what happen? Sometimes we may not be able to what? Our cells will not be able to kill them, and that can cause diseases. Okay, then so this system, how it can be activated or boosted? Okay, immunity boosters you would have heard, isn't it? By giving sufficient nourishment. Okay, so we have to give what? Food, isn't it? We have to give food to the body. Means we should have the what? Proper food and rest. So these are very much necessary for the immune system to work properly, isn't it? If the immune system is not working, we will get the different types of diseases. So the second basic principle of prevention of disease is what? The availability of proper and sufficient food. Okay, it is very very important, because public hygiene, okay, is important, so that we can prevent the exposure of our body to the microbes. Second is what? We have to ensure that we are having what sufficient, proper and sufficient food. Okay, so that immune system will be able to work properly and can kill the microbes. And these are the general ways. Okay, by taking rest or by having food and the proper food, then what, by preventing exposure to microbes, all that are the general ways. Okay, but there are certain specific ways also. Okay, so specific ways means that is the peculiar property of immune system, okay, that specially, okay, fights off microbial infections. Okay, so one example we can say, that is smallpox was a very common disease in the world. Okay, and smallpox means many people, they used to get the disease, and people were afraid of going near to the people who are having this disease. Okay, thinking that they catch the disease. But those who are, okay, providing nursing care for the victims of the smallpox, okay, were not having this problem, means they were having less chance of getting this disease. Okay, so having this disease once means they are having what, they are means once this disease happened, then there is no chance of getting, or that kind of people who got the disease, okay, we are having less chance to get this disease. So you might have heard chicken pox and all, isn't it? Smallpox you might not have been, but chicken pox everyone might be knowing. Once you got the disease, it is very rare to get the disease again. So that kind of persons are actually what they are having immunity power against what, the that particular disease. Okay, chicken pox, those who got, they will not get easily by the exposure of their body to chickenpox virus again, because they got the immunity. Okay, because why, once the immune system sees, okay, an infectious microbes, it responds against it, and then it remembers. Okay, once they identified a virus or a bacteria, okay, what happens, they produce, they fight against it, they defeat it, and they can remember the what them the structure of this particular microorganism, they can remember also. So memory of our immune system is one of the important characteristic of it. Okay, so next time when that particular microbes comes, or its close relatives enters into the body, immune system can respond very vigorously, okay, against it. Okay, they are having already memory cells, and with the help of this, they can at once they can attack the microorganisms and can defeat. Understood? So this is the basic principle of what immunization. Understood? So immunization program was, okay, first found out, or the vaccination program was developed like this only. That is a scientist physician known as Edward Jenner. Okay, he realized that milkmaids who was having cowpox is a mild form of what viral disease only, and those who were having this cowpoxes were not getting smallpox. Okay, so what he started doing, he started deliberately giving cowpox to people. Understood? And they were resistant to smallpox. Okay, and because why, smallpox virus and this cowpox viruses are very close to each other. Understood? So once the cowpox entered into the body of the people, next time when smallpox viruses comes, they can identify, means immune cells can identify it very fastly, and they will start acting against it. Understood? So from this only what the vaccination or vaccines idea we got. Understood? So from these roots the word vaccination has come. Okay, because cow is vaccine Latin, and cowpox is vaccinia. So from that only we got the name vaccination. Okay, so it's a kind of what, fooling, or what we are we can fool the immune system by what, introducing a small infection, okay, by putting something that mimics the microbes. Okay, we want to vaccinate against, and this causes what, the immune system to get exposed to that particular infectious agent, and they create what, the memory cells, and once again the same microbes enters into the body. With the help of this memory cells, they can fight against the real, okay, microbes, and the person will be immune against it. Understood? So likewise, a number of vaccines are available now against tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles, polio. Okay, so likewise, many vaccination are available. Vaccines are there now. Everyone might be heard about vaccines of corona, and some of you might have taken also, isn't it? So, what are vaccines? They are attenuated, means weakened form of microbes itself. What you have taken as injection is what? Actually, coronaviruses, products, or what parts which are not able to create the disease, but which can mimic the coronavirus in your body. Okay, so once the injection got, what your immune system does, it start producing antibodies, and this antibodies will have what, memory cells, and next time the real coronavirus comes, what will happen, your the immune system can identify it and can cause what, or can fight them. Understood? So you will not get the disease. So in this way only we are giving immunity to the people. Understood? So like this, is it clear? So there are two different, so this is very specific, means by vaccination. The vaccine which you take for corona may not be effective against what, is not effective against tetanus. Okay, it is specific. Understood? So likewise, general ways are what, by preventing exposure to your exposure of your body to the microbes, or by keeping your public hygiene, or by giving food, isn't it, proper and sufficient food. All these are general ways by which you can prevent the disease. And the second is what, specific ways, and this is by vaccination or by immunization programs. Understood? So about all this, it's very clear to you all, I hope, and I'll be sending the annual examination activities in the group. So you please go through that and complete it. And I'll be giving the lab manual activities also, and you can start doing that also. The writing part you can complete and keep. Okay, so this will be taken for your annual examination and activities. Okay, activity marks. So everyone now itself start doing this and complete your work. Okay, so we'll see in the next class. Thank you.